Hello YouTubers, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for everyone that's hit that subscribe button. We're up to 44 subscribers. Yeah, that's a big number for us. Let's see if we can make it 50 by the end of the year. So today we're not going to get into anything too scientific or too much technology. We're just going to have some fun with this guy, our Blackmagic micro cinema camera. We're going to take this little tiny camera and turn it from this into this, the Blackmagic micro cinema camera, and turn it into a full-fledged cinema camera. So we're going to talk about a few components that I used to actually convert this into a full-on cinema camera. First of all, we got to start out with the camera cage itself. This is the small rig camera cage for the Blackmagic micro cinema camera, which is fantastic. On top we have another small rig handle. The top handle has also got a cold shoe mount. Also, all kinds of rigging on here. That's what is going to allow us to actually turn this camera into something we can rig out into a cinema camera that we can either do handheld, or if we get a little eye bolt, we can do an easy rig. Over here on the side, we have just a very cheap handle. It does have the airy rosette style on there, which I like. So it allows me to pivot this around. Of course, I have to have an Allen key to do so, but it is pretty nice that I don't have to move anything or swap it around. I can just kind of reposition it anywhere I want. We also have the small rig NATO with the 15mm rod adjustment there. I do have a NATO handle, but I've got it on something else. But I like to have that with the rod so I can mount something else. Maybe if I want to put a microphone up here and I don't want to have it on my hot shoe. Another little thing we have is the Mulata. This is similar to the Rode Goes. This is just a simple wireless lav setup here that I like to have, since it's 3.5mm input jack, and that's all this guy's going to accept is a 3.5mm input jack. In the back, we have the small HD DP4 monitor. We don't need anything other than that because this is just a full HD camera. This is not the 4K version. I don't even think they sell the 4K version anymore. That's gone away, I believe. I had one at one time, but to add external monitors and all this other stuff, I was like, forget it. Simple HDMI out with another small rig attachment just to hold that HDMI in place. We have an old school little setup here. It's the JAG 35 15mm quick release plate, you can call it. I experimented with them long time ago. It's something that's been around in my kit forever. I like the quick detachment that it has here, quick release on the 15mm rod, so I can take it off if I wanted to, but with all this extra stuff you have to have, can't really take it off. On the front here, what is mounting this lens is the metabones. The metabones speed booster, the EF-MFT numbers mount, the Sin style XL 0.64 times Don't worry about it. It's the Metabones speed booster. It's the one that's got the Sin style, like a PL mount that locks your lens into place with an EF mount, Zeiss Compact Prime CP2 35mm lens. Now, I will first say there's a little movement in there, but I have tested this out on some other lenses. Or this one probably better because I wouldn't put a lens that heavy on this mount, even though this is kind of heavy. At least not without a lens support here, which I have, but I'm using on another camera. So I wouldn't do that without some kind of lens support. What it also allows me to do is to add my Samyang old style Rokinon Cine lenses onto it also. And the Metabones with the Blackmagic micro cinema camera does work with the Canon EF lenses and the autofocus and all that. The iris control works perfectly with that. This is a manual focus camera, so it makes no sense to me to put autofocus lenses on a manual focus camera. So I wanted to put big old cinema camera lenses out here on this. And we'll use it like that. So why do all this? One of the big reasons why to do all this is because I don't want to go out there and buy a shit ton of, oops, did I say shit? Yeah, a large amount of micro four third lenses that I'm probably not going to use. EF tends to be a better lens choice, so it's not the pro level lens choice, but it's adaptable to more of my cameras, like the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K uses the EF mount. I have a Pocket Cinema Camera 4K that uses the micro four thirds mount, but I use the Metabones to put on the EF lenses instead of buying the micro four thirds lenses. And I also have an old school Blackmagic cinema camera that is also EF mount, and plenty of Canon photography bodies. So why go out and spend extra money on a bunch of lenses when I can just adapt these lenses to, say, this, and then I've got a perfect little cinema camera here. One more addition that we're going to have to put on this is we're going to have to power this guy up. And I swear by these Zeiss brick batteries, this is a fantastic battery. It will power the Blackmagic camera itself, and it will also power my small HD monitor, which tends to eat batteries quite often. But with this guy, I can run this monitor for hours and hours and hours. So I really love these Zeiss brick batteries. They're a fantastic buy. They work on my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. They work on my Blackmagic Cinema camera, and they work on my micro cinema camera. So it's really adjustable to everything. Problem with this is trying to find a place to mount it to, because everything is micro. It's micro and it's small, a small body, little cinema camera. You can go out there and shoot all day without the lens cap. You can go out there and shoot all day, just do a little shoulder or some handheld stuff. Like so, or get you an easy rig, something like that to support the weight. So I'm going to attach this battery and we'll go out and shoot some things, and we'll take a look at, pretty much just look at the Zeiss Compact Primes with the Blackmagic Micro Cinema camera and see if we can get a better image with that. Another big point is with the speed booster, you do get an extra stop of light. Since we're using manual iris lenses, we won't see it. It will tell you registered on the camera using one of these Canon lenses. Like this one goes up to a 2.8 and it will be like, oh, that's a 2.0. So it does tell me in camera that it is opening up to a 2.0 somehow. Also, one more thing with the metabones, since this is not known to be a low light camera, right? The ISO only goes up to 1600. I have other videos here. Ding, ding, ding. Up there, other videos that will talk about the low light and how it's not really a low light camera, but if you've got a fast enough lens, you can do okay in low light with maybe a little extra light. Finding the right environment to shoot in, like under a light, will help you out tremendously. But with the metabones speed booster, you get that extra stop of light, which is beneficial for any kind of night shooting. So we'll look at some video that I shot at night, just to kind of look at things like the bokeh of the lens and actually how far we can pump the ISO and the f-stop on this, and in post to see if we can turn this into a low light camera without losing quality of the image. So stay tuned for the videos, and then we'll see you after that. All right, everybody, thank you for watching my video. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel. I'll make more fun videos. And here we go. We're gonna go out and have some more fun with the Blackmagic micro cinema camera, turning it into a full-fledged cinema camera. Thing is beautiful, isn't it?